Hello everyone, welcome to this mini workshop session. A lot of the students and clients that I work with have asked for a very quick workshop in energizing their career, something that they can start to work on by themselves. First of all, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Leonie Wilcock and my background is in psychology and counseling and teaching students English as a second language. So primarily I work with adults who are using English as a second language professionally. They are often quite well entrenched in their careers, got some great qualifications, but often they need a little more confidence to actually go out and get those positions that their skills and experience are worthy of. Now, a lot of my students have also got to the point that they feel a little stuck in their careers. Sometimes it means getting some new communication skills to continue on to fight for that next job or that new position. Sometimes it means a bit of a change in career. So this is about energizing your career, having a look at what you're doing now and seeing whether it still suits you or whether there's some changes you can make. Step 1, take control of your life. Do you believe that you have the authority, the ability, the power to make changes in your life? To choose what you want to do within reason of your abilities, your qualifications, okay? Do you believe that you can actually make things happen, or does good luck just happen to lucky people in the right place at the right time? If you do, I need you to change your mindset. I need you to be quite sure that if you want something, then it's worth chasing. It's worth working hard for. Most successful people have worked very hard for what they want. It was not luck. It was very determined, very well planned. They took control. They believed in themselves. And they decided, right, step by step, over time, I will go for what I want. Okay, so maybe you don't know exactly what you want, but you want change, okay? And some of you do know what you want. You do know you want a high position, you want to change industries. Okay, that's even better. But for anyone else who's completely stuck, who's got to the end of the road, this is the first thing. You need to stop listening to those voices in your head that says, only some people get what they want in life, or you should be this, or you've spent 10 years at university, that's who you are now, you can't change. If what you really want needs some adjustment, needs a different career path, it's possible for you to do it. But you have to be in control of your career and your life. You have to take responsibility for making this happen. Okay, step 2. Let's reassess your career. What I mean is, I need you to reassess your career. I need you to think long and hard about what you're doing now. Is it what you thought it would be? Whatever job you've got, are you doing what you thought that job would involve? Or is it boring? Is it not challenging? Is it something you now don't agree with because you've changed in life? You've changed as you go older. You don't care about the same things anymore. Think about the job you're doing now. Are you doing what you want to be doing? Okay. Think also about the aspects of your job. Are you working in the location you want to work in? Are you working for the people you want to work for? Are you working in the industry you want to be in? There are many changes that can be made that don't involve throwing everything away and starting from scratch. It may be that you're doing the same skills, but in a different location, for someone different, in a different industry that excites you more, in an industry that's growing. I want you to think about the aspects, okay, of your current position, what you like, what you don't like, what you're happy with, what you want to change. Because these things that you identify are going to help you make those changes. You have to know what you want to change before things can get better. But you don't want to throw everything away. Surely there are some good things as well. So be very clear about what you want to keep the same and what you want to change. And maybe it will involve changing things little by little, one thing at a time. But first of all, you need to assess what you're currently doing. And maybe why you're unhappy with it. Part 3. Now I want you to identify your unique strengths, okay? This is similar to the interview question. We all get asked, what are your strengths? But what are your unique strengths? By this I mean not just what are you good at, what do you have experience in, what do your qualifications say you can do, but what are the combinations that make you unique? That you have done those skills in a particular industry and really done well. That you have 2 sets of skills that combine to put you in a niche area of the market. That you have skills and experience combined with a hobby passion that will take you in a certain direction. What makes you different from someone else with the same qualification, from someone else who works in the same office that you do? What is it about your background, maybe, that gives you greater insight to add to the qualifications you've got? What is it about your values, maybe, that would drive you to work in particular industries or encourage you not to apply for certain industries? Think long and hard about specifically who you are and what you value. Look at the subjects you were strangely much better than anyone else at, subjects that you just got, subjects that you just loved if you're just out of university. Think back to projects you've done at work. Which ones just felt so you, that you thrived in them, that you produce above and beyond what people were expecting? Find out what makes you unique. Ask people, ask your friends. Think back to when you got the most positive feedback. Think about it, because this is who you actually are. Okay, step 4. We're going from who you actually are, the unique you right now, to the future you. Okay, you're here because maybe you're not so happy with where you are in your career right now. Where do you want to be in the future? That's the thing. I feel you have to have a vision, an idea of where you want to be. Now, it can be a short-term vision. It can be next year, I want to do this. It can be in 20 years, I want to do this. It can be a vision for 2 years that halfway through you think, I headed down that track and now I'm just going to deviate a little. But you have to have something to move towards. And the better that focus, the clearer that idea, the easier it will be and the more productive it will be for you to make change. If you can't think of what you want to change to, you tend not to change at all. Or external factors change you. That's it. If you're not in control of yourself and your career, external factors will put you where they want or need you. So you're the best person to say where you think you want to be in the future. Now, it can be very specific or it can be quite general. It can be, I want to work in this industry. It'll probably be with these kind of skills. Or it can be really, really specific. So some people's occupations are like athletes, where they're perhaps a solo performer and their future self is achieving something, achieving a medal somewhere, achieving a gold medal somewhere. That's a really fantastic, clear goal. For others, it can be, I want to be, CFO, CEO, something like that, of a particular company, within a general industry, within a particular occupation. What is it that you want? Don't limit yourself by how you feel now. You feel this way because of today's you. You might feel like, I can't do that. I can't do that. That's today's you thinking. But by the time you get to your future you, you will feel like you can do that job. So don't be scared. Don't be scared to dream, okay? Within reality, okay? But don't be scared to be a little bit ambitious. Somebody has got to be the CEO of that company. Somebody has got to invent that new gadget. Somebody has got to win that medal. Somebody has got to lead that team. Why can't it be you? Why can't it be you if you really want it and you work towards it? So now take some time and think. You don't have to have one right answer. You can have a few different potential future yous, and for each one of them, you will be designing a plan to get there. Just think of something that you want to aim for, even if it's just a small step, even if it's just one more promotion exactly where you are now. What does your future you look like? Okay, this is step number 5, and it's called defining your brand. This might sound a little strange to some of you, but you yourself can be a brand, okay? Let's think of it this way. What do you want to be known for or known as? All right? Even if you're planning on being a worker within an organization of 1,000 people, 10,000 people. Some people work for themselves. Some people offer their own services. Some people work for other people. That doesn't matter. What do you want to be known for? And this involves identifying your values, your skills, your expertise. So things like I'd like to be recognized as someone passionate about AI and how it can be applied within the legal industry. I'd like to be recognized as one of the most creative wedding dress designers in Australia. What do you want to be known for? What matters to you? Okay, you can start a little smaller if you like. I'd like to be recognized as a competent, qualified accountant. It's a start. It's a start, and it may be what you're aiming for. It may be the finish. It's what matters to you that makes you happy. We spend a lot of time, a lot of our life working. Let's make it meaningful, purposeful. Don't just drift and see where life takes you. Sometimes that's fun, doesn't guarantee that you'll get what you really want inside. So again, think of what your brand is. Do you want to be recognized as someone with great experience, wide experience, particular skills, unique combinations, compassion, empathy? What is it that you want people to see in you? Because that's going to be your brand. We're racing through these, but you know that you can stop and pause whenever you need to take time to think. In fact, I encourage you to do it, okay? But some of you, those thoughts are there, they're right there. You just need to get them down. And I'm encouraging you to be writing these little things down as we go through the steps. Get them down on paper so at the end you've got some dot points to work with. Okay, the important part is coming up now. Setting some goals. How do I get from where I am now to where I want to be? Okay, I've got a vision of what I want in life. How do I achieve it? So this is going to be different for every single person there. For each one of you, that journey is going to be different because your destinations are different. It's about where you are now and how you get to where you need to be. So you're going to need to know what it takes to be that future you. So probably first step is to do some research. Find some people that have that position that you want right now. How did they get there? What is their background? Look at their bios. Where did they study? What did they study? How long did they work in particular places for? What were their previous titles? Do your homework, or if what you've chosen is absolutely unique, it hasn't been done before, and a lot of new jobs are being created, and new industries, new technology. Think to yourself, what do I feel I need to know to be able to do that? Get all these ideas down. Organize them logically. What needs to be done before something else can be done? How long will it take to achieve that? Start setting it out as a plan. If you think everything that needs to be done will take 2 years to do it, plan it out. For the first 6 months, I'm working on this. Then that's the next thing. The last 12 months will be this. Do you need to work in certain industries, work for certain people? You need to have all this done. It's a lot of brainstorming, out of really fantastic brainstorming and some really verified information from other people working in the same industry that you aspire to, you will be able to make a good plan. This is something that I do a lot with people. Making that plan that's achievable and sustainable, okay? It's not realistic to think that you can devote 22 hours a day to learning something. It's just not sustainable. And what happens is you get burnt out, you fall ill, and you give up. What is ideal is to create a plan that is sustainable. So right from the start, you can see some improvement. You can see some movement towards your goal. This way, if you change your mind and you don't want that future you want a different future you, none of that is wasted. It's still knowledge that's been gained. A good plan is essential. Think about mini milestones so that you can say, right, I've done this part. Now what's the next part? Think about incentives and motivation. What's going to motivate you to continue, especially in the early stages? Who's going to motivate you? Who's going to hold you accountable and ask you, what did you do this week? How is it going? Well done. You did something. You've achieved that small amount. These things are essential. The other thing I would say is, what are your rewards going to be for achieving those small milestones? When you think of a career of maybe an athlete, perhaps, okay, again, it's an easy one. They will have started perhaps when they're young, and those little rewards come in the shape of little medals or trophies for most improved for this year, best new person in the team, best player. Those little trophies for under 12s, under 15s, under 16s, but you're not going to get that because you're an adult, okay? Unless you want to give them to yourself. But think about what little acknowledgements you can get. If you're studying and you're starting a new career, okay, maybe your Cert 3, your Cert 4, your diplomas, maybe your bachelor's, then your master's. These are recognitions, but even things like finishing each subject or finishing a training course at a job you've already got, finishing some in-house training. Set yourself a graph. Every month you work at a place, that's another month's work experience. Give yourself a certificate if you need to. Tick it off on a graph. Find a way to acknowledge and reward the effort that you're doing. Sometimes just doing these things is reward enough because you're going to love what you're doing as you work towards that future you. But sometimes, we lose motivation, we get tired, we need something to check off. So make sure those milestones in your journey are not too far apart. The rewards are adequate. That's it. Planning is an essential step, and with a plan, you can see that you're on the right track, that you are making progress. Okay, step 7, it's called align your behavior with your goals. You need to decide what is not relevant and not helping me get to my next goal. So perhaps you need to create some time, clear some space. But ideally, if you can get to the point that almost everything you do has a relevance to where you want to be in the future, you're on the right track. So if your goal is to learn a new skill, okay, to change industries and work in AI, but you're currently not doing that, then some of your time has to be spent learning those skills. I don't care, even if it's 2 hours a week, 5 hours a week, the more your behavior aligns with your goals, the faster you will get to your goal. It's that simple. So if you can only spend 2 hours a week working towards your new goal, learning the things you need to, okay, you get there. It's a slow journey, but it's, you'll get there. If you do nothing, you will get nothing. That's the reality. So it could be, okay, you can't quit your job. You've got 40, 50 hours a week committed somewhere. All right, it's still work experience. It's still earning you a living. But in addition to that, you need to be spending some time getting experience, networking, speaking to people, doing some research, doing some training that's aligned with where you want to be. It's like how if you wanted to get fit to run a marathon, then you would want your behaviors to align with that goal. So some of it has to be spent getting fit. Some of it has to be spent practicing running. But also probably a lot of it needs to be spent on what are you eating? What are you drinking? Are you getting enough sleep? Do you see how it's not just your work? Everything, as much as you can, needs to align with your future goals. Step 8. Do you need to improve your performance on certain things in order to get to your goal? Do you need to get better? Now, what does that look like? All right, sometimes it means you just simply need to be in a job longer so you're exposed to a wider range of experiences, a wider range of situations that you learn how to deal with. Sometimes it means you need to do what you're already doing better, quicker, more skillfully, with more innovation, with more initiative, with more responsibility. You need to maybe move from supervising 2 people to 10 people. You need to produce, rather than produce 5 meals, you need to produce 50 meals if you're working in catering. You need to have a wider range of, let's say, a wider portfolio to show to people if you're working in any kind of creative industry, if you're working in software, if you're working in AI, anything that you need to demonstrate the scope of your abilities, this is where you're going to improve performance. So you need to ask yourself, what do I need to get better at to move to the next level? Do you need to get better at communicating, the way you communicate with people? Do you need to persuade people more professionally? Do you need to inspire people? Do you need to give better presentations? Do you need to show better leadership skills? Think about specifically what you need to improve in and how you are actually going to achieve that, and how you're going to do that maybe in a way that you can document and prove. This is number 9, okay? So I spoke just briefly before about, do you need to improve your communication skills? This is an essential thing. There are 3 aspects to this. Number 1, do you need to improve your communication skills with yourself? Do you need to seriously look at what you're telling yourself? Do you find yourself saying, I'm not sure if I can do that. I can't do that. That's not me. That will never be me. Wow, they're so lucky. I'll never. Okay, these kind of things. Think about what you're telling yourself. If you're telling yourself you can't do it, you're making it twice as hard. What about examining some of those self-thoughts and saying things like, I've put a lot of work into this. I can see the improvement. I know that if I keep trying and working towards this, I will get towards my goal. I will achieve what I want. If you're telling yourself things like, they're better than me, they're luckier than me, it's just not helping. It's just not helping. And so many of us have these outdated thoughts in our head that perhaps come from when we were at school, when we were younger, parents, siblings, whatever. You need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in yourself. Why wouldn't you believe in yourself? If you don't believe in yourself, how can other people believe in you? If you need to find someone to explore some of these ideas with, to change them, to change that self-narrative that's going in your head, I really suggest you do it, okay? I think it's really worthwhile. Successful people are not telling themselves, well, that was lucky. That was lucky, or I probably shouldn't be here, or really, I don't really think I can do that. They're not, of course, they're not telling themselves that. They're telling themselves as they work towards it, I'm going to do that today. I'm going to work until I understand it, until I master it. I know I can do it. If that person can do it, why can't I do it? All right, that's the first communication thing. The second thing is how you speak to other people outside of work. So what kind of communication are you getting and having with the people you live with? Is it encouraging? Is it supporting? Is it cheering you on towards your goals? What kind of networking are you doing outside of work? Are you doing it just because you think you have to, or do you actually enjoy meeting new people, meeting nice new people, and finding out what they do? Examine the way that you approach speaking to new people. So set your boundaries. What are you happy to discuss and not discuss? What are you happy to share about your private life, your social life? The third thing is, how are you communicating with people at work? Okay, 3 things here. How do you communicate with your bosses? Are you letting them know that you're enthusiastic about what you're doing, that you would like to learn more, that you're inspired by new changes that are coming up? Are you sharing that kind of message with them? How are you communicating with people on your own level? Are you a good team player? Are you supportive of others without being taken advantage of? How do you communicate to those under you? Do you lead by inspiration and support? Do you have a team that willingly backs you up, follows you, that performs because they like being part of your team? Are you too scared to ask for what you want? Check those communication skills because they're going to be very important the higher you go up in your career. Very important to achieving what you want in life. We're at the last step here. Step number 10 of the mini workshop. All right, and this is about owning your new identity, owning your future identity now. This is not being unrealistic. This is about aligning your thoughts with where you want to go. So if within reality, of course, if you want to be the next step up, okay, whatever the next step up is, if you want to be the CFO, you need to start visualizing yourself as that person and seeing that it's quite possible to be there, that you could easily do that job with the right experience and the right training. If you want to work in a different industry, you need to start thinking about what that industry is and how you as a person align with that industry. Again, it's about aligning your behaviors, but also aligning your thoughts with where you're going. Align your values with where you're headed. This is maybe not so easy to explain, but if you see yourself becoming a teacher, a supervisor, a manager, align your thoughts with that and start behaving in a manner that's similar to what you can see or what you would expect from those in that position. Start believing that you can be that person, that you already have some of those qualities needed. I think you have to truly believe in your future self. You have to believe that actually if I was this future ideal, it would be a good thing. It would be a good thing for me. It would be a good thing for other people. That you can do what you want to do. Align your behaviors, align your thoughts with where you want to go. Because if your thoughts are in a different direction and your behavior is not aligned and not supportive of where you want to go, it's just not going to be particularly effective. That's as simple as it gets. Okay, so put all the steps together. Get help from a coach if you have trouble putting them together, if you have trouble planning the steps from how to get to from A to B. But take some time. I think everyone should do this, maybe once a year. Reassess your career and decide what needs to change. Where do I want to go? And then start thinking, pretty sure I can get there. Good luck.